What up, what up? So, I've been seeing all over the internet people giving their own personal top four or Mount Rushmore when it comes to different superhero topics, whether it's comic book characters, top four animated movies, top four superhero teams, top four villains, and top four live action films. And today I wanted to give you guys my Mount Rushmore for live action superhero films. And with that, I know I'm not going to agree with everybody, so if you have an opinion and don't agree, get in the comments, let's argue, and let me tell you why I'm right. But all jokes aside, let's get into it. Starting out with number one, I think this is safe to say all across the board, I'm going with Christopher Reeve's Superman. This movie, to this day, this movie came out, I believe, 1978. I'm just genuinely just eyeballing it, just going off of what I remember. 1978, right? If I'm correct. I'll put the right year if I'm wrong. And this movie still holds up in the year 2025. Now, personally, I think I enjoyed David Cornsweet's Superman 2025 as much as this movie. But what this movie has done for comic book movies as a whole, it has to be up here. There's no MCU, there's no DCU, there's no Blade, there's no The Dark Knight, there's none of that without Christopher Reeve Superman. And he has become the standard for superheroes, and it's very warranted. Next, I have Spider-Man 2. This film right here, coming off of Spider-Man 1, which is already phenomenal, taking a 8 to 9 out of 10 film in Spider-Man and elevating it to like a 10, 11 out of 10 with Spider-Man 2 is something that most movies don't get to do with their sequel. Spider-Man 2, the fight scenes, the dialogues, the messaging, everything about this film is phenomenal. Doc Ock, phenomenal. Even Tobey Maguire's performance as Spider-Man, absolutely through the roof. This film is legendary for a reason, one of the best ever. Now, this is where we're going to start to get a little, some people are going to be like, huh? For my number three, I'm going with the first Avengers film from 2012. Now, before you start tweaking and geeking out, hear me out. I recently rewatched all the Avengers films, and Avenger 1 stands out so much because the characters together just fit each other so perfectly, and they do it better than any other Avengers film to date. Like the idea that they have two mercenaries on this team, a guy trying to stop his brother from destroying Midgard or Earth, then you have a man who turns into a damn big behemoth monster, a man out of time in Captain America, and Iron Man who's just a walking narcissist, and they come together for the death of a SHIELD agent they barely know, and they come together and defeat an entire army and save the world. this, if you have not watched Avengers 1 in years, go back and watch it. This movie is phenomenal. It is definitely the best Avengers film. The dynamic between Captain America and Iron Man, that conversation they have where Cap basically says everything special about Tony is his suit, when in reality, Iron Man is just like Captain America and willing to make the sacrifice play, as you see in the movie. And then Iron Man telling Captain America all that special about you came out of a bottle, when in reality what's special about Captain America is he's a natural born leader. He's a leader of people. And you see that in this movie, taking a bunch of misfits, this Avengers team, and leading them to victory against Loki and his army. This movie is top four all time. It's just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. Also, the best the Incredible Hulk has ever been in any Marvel film ever. Even in Hulk 2003 and Hulk 2012, I love those films to death, especially Hulk 2003. But Hulk in 2012, we haven't had a good Hulk since then, and we probably won't get another good Hulk like that ever. Sad to say. But Avengers 1 is definitely in my Mount Rushmore. And now last and certainly not least, I think this is a no-brainer, The Dark Knight. Now, I have my personal gripes with this film. I think Christian Bale's performance as Batman is kind of overrated. Like, I don't take him too seriously. But everything else in this film is at least an 11 to 12 out of 10. And of course, if we're talking about The Dark Knight, we got to talk about Heath Ledger's performance, one of the best performances ever in a comic book film. Not just for a villain or hero. That is the best comic book performance ever. The only performances that come close to him are Loki, Josh Brolin's Thanos, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, and Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. But I think they're not even that close. Like, he's in a whole different stratosphere on his own. Heath Ledger himself takes this film from like an 8 out of 10 to like a 12, 13, 14, 15 out of 10. He is phenomenal, and he obviously was taken from us too soon, but his performance there is legendary, and it will be legendary forever. The standard now, moving forward with any Joker, will always be, is he as good as Heath Ledger? And I promise you, 9 times out of 10, they won't be. But even without Heath Ledger, the topics of heroism, Two-Face, everything with Batman and Rachel, this movie is just, it's so good. I have my own personal gripes. I am all for people tearing this movie down and giving their opinion, but it's safe to say, even with all of my gripes, this is still a iconic superhero film. So with that, that is my live action superhero film, Mount Rushmore. Let me know in the comments below what's yours personally. And if you don't agree with something I put here, let me know in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. But I appreciate you guys. Peace.